Well, we're going to see you in full swing coming up at Sunsets by Sanctuary Cove very soon. This is July 27 to 28. It is a fantastic foodie festival coupled with wine and beer. Delicious stuff. And, of course, live music. You're going to be doing a massive Sunday session. How dangerous is a gig like this when you've got so much good, tempting food and drink and everything around you? Is that a case, or are you just like, no, I'm just focusing on the music and I'll eat and drink afterwards?
No, I've got 3 leashes that I keep the band on.
Yep.
And they're tethered to posts, so they can't.
They're not getting anywhere.
So they can't get to anything, because I tell you what, they can really go for it. And we sort of love working at places like that. It's great. We're the worst band in the world when it comes to touring. Like, for instance, if we're working at an RSL, we usually refuse to eat there. So our whole touring is based around food.
Yep.
And nice wine.
Oh.
Like when we go to Adelaide, for instance, one of our friends runs a fantastic winery called Maxwell's Winery. So we will always drive to McLaren Vale in an afternoon for lunch, even before the show.
Yeah, okay.
We're one of those bands that can do that. Brian Cadd is always amazed that I can sit down and eat a 3-course meal and have a lot of wine and then go on stage. And it doesn't affect me, but he can't eat at all before he goes on stage.
Is this a tradition before or after the gig? But obviously it's before. You can really taste and enjoy and still get out there and just absolutely perform.
With me, yeah. Some people cannot do it. I know a lot of people who cannot eat before they perform. They just feel bloated and they feel like they're sort of slowed down, So I don't know. I've always been that way, and mainly because I grew up in a working class suburb in Richmond, in Melbourne. I grew up in Melbourne, and we never had anything but really on our plates but chops, potatoes and peas.
Yeah.
That was about it. Or sometimes my grandmother would torture me by trying to get me to eat tripe or things like that. And that was horrifying. And that was about our range of food. And I remember when I was in Sydney and we were struggling, and we were sleeping on the floor of someone's house, a stripper's house of all things, which you'd think there'd be some fringe benefits. But we were sleeping on the floor, and our manager, who also managed Ron Burns, was staying in Sydney. So I said to the guys, listen, I'm going to try and go and get some money for us, so we can buy some food. So I went in and we pulled our money, and I went in on the bus, and they were staying at the Sheraton. And to me, this was like a palace. It's not so much a palace anymore. And Ronnie Burns took pity on me and took me out for lunch and bought me things that I'd never had in my life. Oysters. And I said, I can't eat them. And he said, I'll order the oysters mornay. They're cooked. And I tasted them. I thought, what the hell? How long's this been going on? And then he ordered me something really exotic, like lasagna.
Lasagna, the classic Italian dish.
And I thought, what am I doing? So from that moment on, I decided to eat a broad range of everything I could get my hands on. I will virtually eat anything if I've never tried it.
So it's a learning experience, and just a tasting experience too. And do you find with gigs like this, when there's, it's in conjunction with good food and craft beer and top wine, I mean, it just goes hand in hand with here in Australia, the crowds are just really relaxed and more sort of just appreciative of live music accompanying all the food and drink?
I think so, yeah. We've done it once before there. Well, I can walk there from where I live, so it's not bad. And the people really, really enjoyed it. And every time I wander down to one of the shops or something, they'll say, I was here, it was great, we really enjoyed that. So it was quite a very big crowd last time. So hopefully the weather will be good and people will be there. Even if it's not good, it doesn't matter. As long as it's not pouring with rain.
No, I don't think that's going to kill the vibe any.
No, not at all.
Absolutely not. And of course, you're one of those artists we were just chatting off before about you're jetting off to WA soon, and plans for the rest of 2019. I'm guessing you're going to be here, there and everywhere.
Yes, working non-stop right up until Christmas. And then there's a lot of actually festivals planned for January and February and March, so I'll be doing those. But I'm doing a Beatles show, which will be fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of those big ones that they tour with a really top band and everything. It's like doing QPAC and all those type of places, and Sydney Opera House with John Paul Young, Doug Parkinson, Glenn Shorrock and Jack Jones.